Arush T asks, when do you see the Wizards being a playoff contender? I mean, they've started the rebuild, right? This is the beginning of the actual rebuild. Trading away Bradley Beal, they've got Jordan Poole on the books. They are really bad, so they're going to have high draft picks. That's not a concern. They've got Bilal Coulibaly in-house, who I'm very high on. What do you guys think? How long is this rebuild going to be? Do we believe in that front office?
I believe in them. I mean, let me just put it this way: this new front office made the right pick in Bilal Coulibaly. Like, I feel pretty confident, in at least in terms of a project that they can try to develop, and he's further along than I think anybody expected. This is going to be a while. It's going to be painful. Wizards fans, buckle up, man. I know it's been a rough few years already, but I think you got to tear this thing down all the way to the studs. And I think that's why the Bradley Beal trade was what it was. I think, that's why, when you moved CP beyond that, it was tough. And Porzingis, let's see what happens with the Kyle Kuzmas and the Tyus Jones. And if they get moved, see what happens if they find a home for Jordan Poole somewhere in the offseason or next season. I think it's, they have to undo a lot of mistakes from the previous regime, and it's going to look bad they're going to lose trades because they were set up in a position where they can only lose trades. And I think that's an important thing there. Like, who was the kid the last regime drafted? He could barely play in the
Johnny
NBA. Johnny Davis. He's struggled a lot. Like, when you whiff like that so many times, it's going to take a long while.
You ever look at the Wizards roster and just compare it to the other bad teams? I mean, like the Pistons, and I did this with the Pistons and the Bobcats. I know I did this, but I did this with the Wizards and the Pistons, and I'm looking at the Pistons roster. I'm like, wow, I like more of these guys. It's just, I don't know. The Wizards this is year one. I think that they're going to be fine. Mike Winger has done a good job everywhere he's been. And obviously, like, between the Oklahoma City experience and the Clippers experience, he knows what competent organizations look like. So I think that they're on their way.
Are you suggesting it's taken more active strategic intervention to make the Pistons as bad as they are compared to the Wizards?
God. Listen, that was a hilarious trade, by the way. Just not even shuffling deck chairs. I don't even know what colloquialism we would use to describe that trade, but
no, it's you gotta clear space so you've used your financial resources so well to acquire players in the past.
Hey, they got Jeremy Grant. We talked about it earlier. They got Jeremy Grant. I mean,
and they just spent draft picks.
I mean, they still sucked, but they were still bad. But
they sent draft picks to send out the guy they were competing with nobody to sign for an above MLE contract to be their fourth center.